Why is the Quran in Arabic? The wonders of the Quran. It's an amazing deep dive, and besides that, there is a visual presentation as well. For sure you will like it. If you do, click the like button and subscribe as well, because most of you don't subscribe, unfortunately. If you're new to my channel, this is the host of the channel, Cleofe at the Cleofe Podcast. Let's listen to the deep dive.
Okay, imagine this for a second. A language so incredibly rich, so detailed, that for just one common thing, like say a camel, there might be over 1,000 different words.
1,000 words.
Yeah, and each one carries a really specific nuanced meaning. It's more than just a cool fact, right? It kind of gives you a glimpse into how deep language can actually be.
Absolutely.
So today we're doing a deep dive into Arabic. Specifically, we're trying to understand why this language was the one chosen for the Quran. We're looking at that YouTube transcript you sent over.
Right, the one discussing the linguistic aspect.
Exactly. And I think it really gets into that idea of precision in language and how it, shapes meaning. It feels very relevant.
It definitely does.
So let's try and unpack this.
Mm-hmm.
How can one language be described as that rich and precise? I mean, linguists have called it what? The best language for deep topics in few words.
Yeah, and often the most eloquent of all languages. And look, the fascinating thing really is just the sheer volume of words. To give you some perspective, you're looking at over 12 million words in Arabic.
12 million. Seriously?
Yeah, compare that to English, which has, maybe around 500,000, give or take.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
It is. But it's not just about having lots of words. It's about this incredible specificity, this nuance that's baked right into the words themselves.
Right, so not just synonyms.
Exactly, not just synonyms. Take the camel example you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, the general word is gemma, fine. But the claim of over 1,000 words, that's about words that contain descriptions.
Okay, like how?
Well, for example, there's a specific Arabic word, al-farisa, just for a female camel that won't let you milk her.
Just for that?
Just for that. Or another one, al-ghal, that's specifically a white camel, but has a different colored tail.
Huh. So the description is in the word.
Precisely.
Ah.
You don't need extra adjectives piled on. The single word is the description.
I apologize for interrupting the deep dive. Are you or someone you know struggling to land a job? Check out the ATS Resume Optimizer. I created this tool myself, and for just $5 a month, you get unlimited tailored resumes, mock interview prep, and a resume health score to boost your chances. Transform your job search today. Link in the description. Let's get back to the deep dive.
The description. It carries multiple layers of meaning, multiple characteristics, all packed in.
That really makes you think, doesn't it? It suggests a different way of, structuring thought almost, compared to English where we often bolt descriptions on afterward.
It does. It implies a mindset where detail is inherent. An object isn't just named. Its essence, its specific state is captured in the name. So yeah, maybe their thought processes were naturally more granular, more specific.
Makes sense.
And it's not just physical things like camels. This depth carries over into abstract concepts too. Think about love.
Right, which in English, let's be honest, can mean anything from pizza to your partner.
Exactly. It's kind of a blunt instrument sometimes. In Arabic, though, you've got more than 10 distinct variations for love.
10. Okay, give me an example.
Well, there's Moabde. This isn't just affection. It's a really strong love, full of tenderness, compassion, even to the point where you'd sacrifice something of yourself for the other person's happiness.
Wow, that's a lot packed into one word.
It is. Can you see how just one word captures such a deep description, such complex emotion and action?
Absolutely. And this depth, this sort of inherent meaning, it's not just in nouns or abstract ideas. Does it apply to, everyday stuff, too?
Oh, definitely. Even in something as common as the Islamic greeting, Assalamu alaikum.
Which most people probably think just means hello or peace be upon you.
Right. And that translation, peace be upon you, it's pretty incomplete, maybe even inaccurate, really.
Okay. So what is packed into those two words, then?
When someone says Assalamu alaikum, the full meaning, the intended meaning conveyed in just those two words is basically, may Allah's peace be with you, may He grant you prosperity, may He grant you wholeness and completeness, may you lack nothing and have everything you need to succeed.
Hold on, all of that.
All of that.
In just Assalamu alaikum.
In those two words.
That's astonishing, actually. Just pause and think about that. You listening, all that meaning, that goodwill, condensed like that, it really underscores the power and efficiency we're talking about.
It really does.
Okay, so given this incredible capacity for precision, for nuance, for packing so much meaning into words, how does that help us understand why Arabic for the Quran? I mean, couldn't a divine message work in any language?
That's the core question, isn't it? And some people do argue that, God could reveal it in any tongue. But the sources we're looking at suggest something different.
Which is?
That the Quran wasn't just revealed in Arabic, but that it almost had to be Arabic. That it was effectively the only language rich enough, precise enough to convey exactly what Allah intended without losing meaning, without ambiguity.
The only one. That's a strong claim.
It is. And what's more, we need to remember we're talking about ancient Arabic from 1,400 years ago. The sources say this form of the language was actually far more sophisticated, more advanced, complex, intricate, even more so than proper modern standard Arabic today.
Really? More complex than today's formal Arabic.
That's the assertion. Back then, 1,400 years ago, Arabs were considered to be at the absolute peak of their linguistic ability. They could apparently speak naturally in poetry.
Like just as a normal conversation?
Kind of like how we're chatting now, yes.
Yeah.
That level of natural poetic fluency.
It's hard to even imagine. Language wasn't just talking. It sounds like it literally governed their society before Islam came along.
Absolutely. A single, powerful speech delivered well could apparently bring shame upon entire tribes for generations. That's how much weight words carried. Linguistic mastery was everything.
Wow.
In fact, before Islam, non-Arabs were sometimes called rajim.
Rajim. What does that mean?
It literally translates to something like silent or speechless. Yeah. It wasn't just an insult, though. It reflected this deep belief they had that no other language felt as alive as Arabic did to them. Language was life, in a sense.
Okay, so paint the picture then. You have these people, masters of language, incredibly proud of their eloquence, and then they hear the Quran for the first time. What happens?
Well, according to the sources, the reaction was dramatic, utter shock.
Mesmerized.
Yeah. People literally freezing on the spot. Some apparently started shaking, or their faces went pale. Some even cried. They didn't know how to react, how to respond.
Yeah.
Because the eloquence of the Quran was, as the source puts it, simply on another level.
Even for them, the poetry masters.
Even for them. And remember, they had mastered everything, or so they thought. All kinds of rhetoric, complex linguistic devices. They had entire disciplines dedicated to different types of poetry, specific meters and rhyme azan, they call them, countless styles, rhetorical tricks.
Yeah.
They had it all categorized.
Right.
And then the Quran comes along and that's it. Well, here's the thing. It was simply unclassifiable. It didn't fit into any of their existing boxes, their literary pigeonholes.
It didn't sound like anything they knew.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Maybe. Remember that manuscript found a while back, claimed to be Shakespeare's?
Vaguely.
Experts eventually decided it wasn't him. How? Because Shakespeare, brilliant as he was, has a recognizable style. You can identify it.
Oh, okay.
So guess what the style of the Quran is? Exactly. You can't pin it down. It's described as being beyond human categorization. Every chapter, every surah, every verse feels unique. The rhythm is powerful, clear, resounding. But you can't classify it using their existing literary forms, or even ours.
That's quite something. It challenges our whole idea of authorial fingerprints or consistent style.
It does. And the Quran itself actually points to why it came in Arabic. Chapter 26, verse 195, for example, says it was revealed in eloquent Arabic so that it may be clear.
Clear. What does clear mean in this context? Eloquent, yes, but clear.
The Arabic word used there is mubin. And mubin means more than just clear. It means that which clarifies, leaving no room for doubt. It makes things unambiguously plain.
Okay, so supreme eloquence and supreme clarity. Can you give an example of that depth and clarity working together?
Sure. Let's take a verse almost everyone knows from the very first chapter, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.
Okay, usually translated as all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. 4 words in Arabic.
Right. 4 words. But the sources we looked at explain that this translation, while common, is actually, it's far from complete.
How so?
To really get the full meaning, the nuances packed into just those 4 words, you often need pages and pages of commentary, of tafsir.
Pages for 4 words.
Yes. Think about the implications of that. If just 4 Arabic words carry that much depth, requiring so much explanation to unpack in another language like English, imagine how voluminous the Quran would become if you try to translate the whole thing with that level of fidelity.
It would be enormous, way beyond its current size.
Exactly. And that's why you have entire libraries of books like Tafsir ibn Kathir or biographical works like Sirah ibn Hisham that exist purely to dig deeper, to help understand and consolidate the meaning behind the words.
Which suggests that just reading a translation, however good,
Is only scratching the surface. Ultimately, the sources suggest the best way to truly experience the Quran, to bring it to life, is to understand the language it was revealed in. And that's why you see so many people, new Muslims, non-Arabs, dedicating years to studying Arabic.
Right, so let's try and pull these threads together then. We have the Quran revealed 1,400 years ago in what was arguably one of the deepest, most complex, most eloquent languages ever known.
And here's another striking detail revealed to a man, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who himself never engaged in poetry. He wasn't known as a poet or a great orator before the revelations began.
That's a crucial point.
It is. And if you connect all this, the sheer linguistic power, the historical context, the prophet's background, the claim is that not only was the Quran's eloquence unparalleled then, but even now, after 14 centuries of Arabic literature and poetry, nothing has ever come close to challenging its power or its unique style.
Still unmatched after all this time.
That's the assertion. So you have to ask yourself, isn't that linguistic phenomenon in and of itself something profound, maybe even miraculous?
It definitely gives you a lot to think about. This whole deep dive really throws the spotlight on the incredible depth, the precision of Arabic, and how that makes the Quran such a unique, well, linguistic event, regardless of one's faith perspective.
Absolutely.
And maybe, for you listening, it sparks a thought. If there are all these hidden layers, this depth we've uncovered just scratching the surface of Arabic, what other depths might be lying dormant in the languages we use every single day, waiting to be explored?
That's a great question.
Perhaps really understanding the nuances of language, any language, could open up whole new ways of seeing the world, new levels of knowledge and appreciation. Something to ponder, perhaps.
Have you ever stopped to wonder why the Quran, a book with a message for everyone, was revealed in one specific language? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into why Arabic, with its really unique, almost superpowered properties, was the language chosen for this message.
To really get it, let's start with a question that sounds, well, a little crazy. Why on earth would a language need more than 1,000 different words just for the camel? I know, it sounds like an exaggeration, but it's totally true. And the answer is the key to this whole story.
You see, here's the thing. Each one of those 1,000 words doesn't just mean camel. No, it describes a camel of a specific age, a certain gender, with a particular mood, or even its physical condition. It all points to a language with this unbelievable depth and laser-like precision, a language that's just built differently, perfect for packing huge ideas into tiny spaces.
And the scale of it is just mind-blowing. The Arabic language boasts a vocabulary of over 12 million words. Compare that to English, which has around 500,000. But this isn't just a numbers game. That massive vocabulary creates an incredible capacity for nuance and detail that most languages just can't touch. All right, so let's dive in and see what this power of a single word actually looks like when you put it under the microscope. So let's circle back to our camel. Instead of having to say a whole sentence like, "That's a female camel over there, and by the way, she's really stubborn and won't let anyone milk her." In Arabic, you can just say, al-haraf. Boom, one word. That's it. It's incredibly efficient, but also incredibly descriptive at the very same time. And this precision isn't just for things you can see, like animals. It applies to really complex human emotions, too. Take the word love. Arabic has over 10 different words for it. For instance, amawada isn't just generic love. It's that deep, tender, compassionate love, the kind where you would do absolutely anything to make the other person happy, even at your own expense. A whole paragraph of meaning, packed into just one word.
You know, this incredible depth is even hiding in plain sight, in greetings you've probably heard a million times. We all know Assalamu alaikum. The usual translation is peace be upon you. But the root word salam means so much more. It's wishing someone prosperity, wholeness, completeness, success. It's like a comprehensive blessing for their entire well-being, all wrapped up in just two simple words.
Now, this kind of linguistic power, it doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It actually shaped an entire culture. The people who first heard the Quran weren't just casual speakers of Arabic. They were undisputed, world-class masters of the language. To get this, we have to rewind about 1,400 years. The Arabs of that time were at the absolute zenith of their linguistic skill. I mean, imagine being able to compose and speak intricate poetry as naturally as we might order a coffee. For them, language was literally power. The right poem could elevate a tribe to greatness, while the wrong one could bring shame for generations.
And their pride in their language? It was immense. Get this. They had a word for any non-Arab, ajim, and it literally means silent or speechless. In their worldview, if you didn't speak the rich, vibrant, living language of Arabic, you might as well not be speaking at all.
So just try to imagine that. This culture of linguistic experts, people who believed their language was life itself. And then, they hear the Quran for the very first time.
Their reaction wasn't just intellectual, it was physical, it was visceral. People were stunned, just completely mesmerized. Some literally froze where they stood. Others started shaking, their faces went pale. Some even broke down and cried. These absolute masters of language heard something that shattered every single category they had for it. Let me put it this way. Experts today can analyze a text and say, yep, that's Shakespeare's style, or no, the word choice is wrong. Shakespeare was a genius, but he had a recognizable, classifiable style. But when those Arab experts, the best of the best, analyzed the Quran, they were stumped. It wasn't poetry, it wasn't prose, it was something else. Something completely new that they had no human category for. And this brings us to a really crucial point. The choice of Arabic and this unclassifiable style, it wasn't some cosmic accident. It was intentional. It was designed for a very, very specific purpose. The Quran itself actually gives us the why. In chapter 26, it says it was sent down in a clear Arabic tongue. Now, the Arabic phrase for that is bilisanin arabiyyin mubin. And that last word, mubin, that's the key that unlocks everything. So what does mubin actually mean? Well, it's way more than just clear, like the water is clear. No, mubin means something that actively clarifies, something that makes a truth totally manifest. It shines a light so brightly that it removes all shadows of ambiguity, leaving absolutely no room for doubt. The language itself was a tool for ultimate clarity. Okay, let's look at one final amazing example of this clarity and depth in action. Here we have 4 simple Arabic words. They're from the very beginning of the Quran's opening chapter, a line recited by Muslims every single day. The common translation, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, is a decent start, but honestly, it's just scratching the surface. Those 4 little words contain an entire universe of meaning. They cover every possible form of praise, all gratitude, all reverence, and direct it to the one being who not only created, but also actively sustains and nourishes everything that exists in all worlds. It's a galaxy of meaning in just 4 words. And maybe the most telling fact of all is this. In the 1,400 years since the Quran was revealed, with countless poets and writers trying, the number of Arabic literary works that have even come close to matching its power and unique style is 0. Nothing. It still stands completely alone. So, why is the Quran in Arabic? Well, the answer seems to be that this was a language that had the precision, the depth, and the crystal-clear power needed to carry its message without compromise. And it leaves us with one last, huge question to think about. If just 4 words can hold that much meaning, what does that tell us about the true, untapped potential of...
Thank you for joining us for today's podcast. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. If you're a truth seeker, yearning for divine light and ready to step out of darkness, now is your moment. The truth is that Allah is the one and only creator of the universe. He has sent over 124,000 messengers and prophets to guide humanity, starting with Adam and culminating with the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon them all. If you resonate with this message, you might be ready to embrace Islam. Simply recite the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith. For further support, feel free to join our WhatsApp group. You can send us a private message there. The link is in the video description. Don't wait until it's too late. We look forward to connecting with you soon.